Governor, across the country, the rising red ink is in state pension plans. How big is your problem, and how do you take that on?
Yeah, listen, our problem is about a $46 billion problem right now. And so here's what you have to do, and what I've suggested we do. You have to bend the cost curve on these pensions. And so what we need to, over the last 3 years, we have had retirees' health benefit costs, or pension benefit costs, go 56%. 56%. Obviously, our benefits are too rich, and we don't have the employees paying enough into the pension system. They pay a set amount. They don't have it fluctuate like in most private pensions do, based upon the performance of the market and everything else. So we have to bend that curve back on benefits.
But can you go back to any people that already have this and do anything? You can't.
Well, you can on future benefits. Anything that they vested in, you can't. But on future benefits, you can. But if you make some of those changes that we've talked about, you will bring that curve. We could cut, for instance, if we brought down the cost of COLAs that are getting into pensions, we could cut that $46 billion in half to $23 billion, like that. So you can make changes on the benefit side that will help, and then the state has to start contributing again to the pension, which we haven't done before. But the fact is that even if we completely contributed to the pension, everything we were supposed to, it would be funded at 74%. Right now it's funded at 64%. So what you can tell is that's a 10% difference. If we had made every contribution we were supposed to over the last decade, we've got to get at the benefit side too.
No one will ever get another defined plan for state employees from here on out, will they?
Well, no, there still is a defined plan for unionized workers.
So, and you can't take on those entrenched.
I am taking them on.
Can you succeed?
Sure, they have contracts right now.
For the new people.
The contracts will be up in June of 2011. So, keep an eye on that. And we have layoffs coming in January of 2011. Now, Governor Corzine tied my hands and said I couldn't do any layoffs, made a deal with them to prevent me from doing any layoffs till January of 2011. We'll do some layoffs then, and then we'll get ready to bargain with them, a new bargaining. We have to look at the way pensions are dealt with, because for non-unionized workers, it's over. There's no more defined benefit plan. It's a defined contribution plan.
If health care becomes federal law, would you push for a state amendment, constitutional amendment that would allow New Jersey to opt out the way some states are now moving?
Well, listen, I'm concerned about what the plan looks like in Washington. I really am. I got to see how it will affect New Jersey specifically. This plan seems, I was listening in the green room to your last interview. I mean, this baby's a moving target. I mean, they're making deals left, right, all over the place to try to get this thing done. I don't even know what it's going to look like anymore. So I don't want to prejudge it, Carl. I don't think it's fair for me to prejudge it. Let's see what the plan turns out to be if it passes. I'm not convinced it'll pass yet, but if it passes, let's see what it is, how it affects New Jersey, and what ways that I can maneuver our state to make sure that we don't get hurt by it. So
you weren't listening close enough because it's already been deemed passed. I'm sorry. Apparently you weren't listening. It's already been deemed passed.
Listen, all I heard was somebody desperately trying to bail water in that last segment. I mean, that was a lot of bailing of water going on from Virginia.
Let me ask you about the state of New Jersey right now, just in terms of the emergency weather. Still thousands of people without power, myself included. Yeah. This has been going on since then. Where do things stand right now, and what's going to happen just in terms of the state of emergency?
Well, listen, Bergen County was the hardest hit in terms of the loss of power. We've been moving it in the right direction. About 2/3 of the people who lost power have power back. I'm told by the utility companies that by Thursday we should have everybody back online. But it's been an awful time. In the 8 weeks I've been here, we've had 2 nor'easters, a flood, and 2 blizzards. I've declared states of emergency 4 times in 8 weeks. Now I'm waiting for the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse to come. I mean, this is just, not been a great, that and cutting $13 billion. Who wanted this job in the first place?
Yeah, right.
So we're getting there, Becky, and I think I'm going to go and tour areas of Passaic County this afternoon where there's been enormous flooding going on. And I think by Thursday, I'm told by our Board of Public Utilities, we should have